Good, everybody. Back for our third episode of Top 5 Live. Glad to have y'all with us. Everybody that is with us, we know there's still going to be some people coming in. I would like to personally say that this list here is the hardest time that I've had so far since we've been doing the show. Danny and Javon seem to think that it's a very easy list to put together. And I kind of think it's racist, but I don't know. I can't really speak to how they got their list off. I don't know if they were cheating, if they used like Cliff Notes or what, but we're gonna see. Because I feel like there's a disagreement brewing, and we just don't know it yet because we ain't named our five yet. So we'll see how that goes.
We can go. Go ahead, Dennis.
So our list, for those who might have missed it, we're doing the top five most influential Black actors of the last 30 years. If we had said top five favorite actors, that would have been one thing.
That would have been harder.
That would have been harder?
No, I think top five best actors would have been harder. But favorites is, I mean, yeah, that's subjective. Yeah,
I mean, to me, yeah, favorites is subjective, but I think best is also. I think best could be subjective.
Best is subjective too, though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think if you don't have some type of criteria that breaks it down and like gives more context, then I think that also makes it. I think that makes it harder. But all right, so we're doing that. That's the top five list that we're gonna do. Is the top 530. The top five most influential Black actors of the last 30 years. And then for topics, I think we might get some contention there. But one of the topics is cancel culture altogether, because I got the Kevin Samuels. For people that didn't see the Kevin Samuels thing, like there was a petition or something going around with them trying to cancel Kevin Samuels. Like they were literally trying to like stop him from being able to use. What does he use? YouTube, or ain't he primarily on YouTube?
Nah, I see him on Instagram sometimes.
Yeah, whatever he's on, they were putting together a petition to get him canceled. And then of course I threw in Kanye because I had a conversation with my boy earlier this week on his page, and I think Kanye fits perfectly into that whole thought process. The second topic is the U.S. men's team lost to France. God knows I gotta talk about that because I'm gonna yell in a minute. Jordan Peele's movie Nope. He dropped a nothing but the what do you call it? Like a teaser, not a teaser poster. Yeah, teaser poster. Yeah,
teaser poster.
Yeah, he dropped a teaser poster for his next movie Nope that's coming out next year, and I'm y'all know I'm a huge Jordan Peele fan, so I'm super hyped, and I want to kind of talk about what we think possibilities are for what it's about. Number 4 is going to be Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos gave Van Jones $100 million, $100 million, and told him that he can spend it on whatever he wants. I don't even know what to do with that, but what I do know and what I want to talk about is what y'all would do with your $100 million if Jeff Bezos gave you your money and told you could do whatever you want. And number 5 is hate-fueled advertising. And I changed that because Danny kind of felt like we should get into that. And I think it's a good topic to get into. But I also had to throw in this He-Man thing and the baby into that. Like, I'm going to roll it all up into one because the He-Man thing I think is... Let me be oh, snap.
How are you doing that, Devon? What are you doing?
That wasn't me.
What was that theme music?
That wasn't me.
Yeah. All right. So I'm never gonna go first on the top 5 list. So
why don't we do the top 5 last? Why don't we talk about all this stuff? Why don't we talk about all this stuff and do the top 5 last? Because that should be like the climax of the show.
We could try that. Let's give it a try.
That's fine with me. All right. So which one of the topics y'all want to talk about first?
I'd like to talk about the hate-based marketing, man. Like, I think one of the hot topics this week has been this He-Man thing. And then also, what was the other one that people was so mad about? He-Man, and like I think the baby situation is similar to that. Like I think what he said was socially irresponsible, and we shouldn't be expecting rappers of all people to be role models. But I think he's starting to lose a little relevance. And you know how rappers do, they just cause up some controversy to get their name back out there, especially like when they got projects and stuff coming out. But the He-Man thing, I wasn't old enough to really care about He-Man when I was, what I'm saying? Like He-Man wasn't my main go-to when I was young. Like I was watching Spider-Man, I was watching X-Men, I was watching, Ninja Turtles, Batman, Superman. But He-Man wasn't really, I don't even know what channel it came on, you know what I'm saying? Like it was something I never even watched growing up. I knew I have the power. Like I knew that, and I knew who He-Man was, of course. I knew what Masters of the Universe was, but I could care less. So when
I'll talk on the He-Man thing real quick. So I am old enough that He-Man was like a big part of my. He was a big part of my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm not a hardcore He-Man fan, but I had heard that there was like controversy with the cartoon. So I was like, well, let me give it a shot. And I watched it this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why people could be upset with it for very, very quick reason. And my issue with it is more that it was the marketing behind it allowed for this. Because if you saw any of the trailers or anything, it looks like a He-Man cartoon. Mm-hmm. It's like He-Man's all over it. And spoiler for those that haven't watched it, but because we're talking about it, we're going to talk about it. He dies in like the first episode.
That's the lamest thing I've ever heard.
Right. And then the rest of the series, which I couldn't make it through because forget even the He-Man dying thing. I just didn't find it entertaining. But when He-Man dies, and then Teela, this secondary female character, is the main character now. Mm-hmm. So like I personally can understand because they tried to say that it's called Masters in the Universe, but let's be real, people were watching it for He-Man. It's like the Temptations where he's like, anybody here to see you, Otis?
Anybody here to see you?
Anybody here to see you, Teela?
Anybody here to see you?
Yeah, like people
here to see the Temptations. Anybody here to see you? Otis?
Anybody here to see you? So I get that. Like I get that. Now there are people that took it too far, and there are a lot of misogyny involved, where who cares about He-Man? So what if it's a woman? You know what I mean? Like. Mm-hmm. So I understand that. So I'm not even really talking about that. I'm just talking about the people who were like, yo, I'm going to watch He-Man, and they got Teela. That's like doing a Batman show and killing Batman in this first episode, and the rest of the show is about Alfred.
I mean, that's what I
mean. You could probably get a Fire Alfred show, but you ain't show up for Alfred.
Which one of those? The new Batman game is going to be that? I mean, I think it's different though when you got Batman who they've built other characters though, like they built Robin. They right. Catwoman's got fans around the world. Dang on, Alfred was a mainstay in the Gotham TV show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it would be different if they had already built those characters up. But to do it, with the one, I mean, because they did have the He-Man show that came out, like the more cartoony one that came out a couple years ago, right? And people didn't like that. People were mad about that too. So,
yeah, I just think that like you have to set people's expectations, right? That's like if you're gonna do a Ace Blade comic book, and Ace Blade shows up 5 minutes in, and then you never see him again, and then you start talking about another of his side characters. I mean, you might look at it as creatively fulfilling, but if all your marketing is that this is the next Ace Blade book, like a person might feel shafted. That's like I said, I don't really care enough about Masters of the Universe to really get too mad, but I understood the perspective. Now the baby thing, listen, I think we have to stop caring about what some of these rappers say. Like, I hate to say it, but like, I'm not going to talk about health reform with the baby. I'm pretty. Right. He might have thoughts about health reform. He might, but probably not. So like, I'm just not gonna like. No, I'm just being real. Like, I'm not gonna talk to Kanye West about like black people's struggle because Kanye West ain't the right person to talk to about black people's struggle, no matter how much he tries. Which is why you keep getting guys saying like stupid stuff. But I understand there's a, the African American community has a problem with the LGBTQ community on a certain level at certain points, so you kind of have to address it. But at the same time, that's something that you will rarely see me ever addressed in public because I refuse to be the dude that said something kind of wrong and just get quote unquote canceled. Mm-hmm. But once again, we are looking like people are like, oh, the baby said something stupid. I mean, his name is the baby. I mean,
his name is the baby. He got famous by walking around.
His name is the baby.
That's not. I mean, like,
did he get famous like that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you one DaBaby song. I'm not part of the generation that listened to DaBaby. Like, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, my rap ended at like 2004, 2005. That my rap interest ended there. All my favorites are for that.
So, all right. So on He-Man, I let y'all run with that because I definitely have no like, bruh. I mean, when people even talk, the only thing He-Man is good for me for is the GIF of him going like this. Like that's all. That's all I need. I need that GIF every now and again. Other than that, and I think the Skeletor memes are hilarious. Like, you know what I'm saying? When they get Skeletor, he's like, the caucasity, you know what I'm saying? I think that crap is hilarious. Yeah. So, but other than that, like, He-Man's got on literal drawers and his legs are out. So, I don't know what He-Man does, but I'm also not interested at all. I have no intention of going back to watch it. Because I think it's one of the dumbest costume designs of all time.
Hey, Martian Manhunter argues with you.
Whatever. That's fine. Martian Manhunter, He-Man just showed up like that.
They wearing the same outfit. Martian Manhunter just got a cape. That's it.
Yeah, but Martian Manhunter shape shifts. At least he can change his clothes when he thinks about it. He-Man just out
so here. He chooses to wear drawers and some suspenders. Okay.
Listen, Batman's costume is stupid too, technically, but don't get me off track, okay? You know what I'm saying? So He-Man, I can't really add too much to that outside of like when because I literally asked like 2 days ago, like, what is everybody upset about with He-Man? Because I didn't grow up watching He-Man or whatever. And pretty much the way it was explained to me is what Javon said, like it's like, the Batman thing and you showing up and like the show is actually about Robin or Batgirl or whatever, but you're using Batman in your ad runs, you know what I'm saying, in your promo to bring people to the show to watch it. So I can see why people will be upset with that for sure, especially if he dies in the first episode. That's lame as I don't know what. Ain't it like 5 episodes?
Actually, to make it worse, I didn't finish it. Honestly, I didn't finish it, but I talked to my cousin, who watched it, and he's apparently not only did he die in the first episode, and I don't care, I'm spoiling it. So if you
brought him back and killed him again,
like he dies again at the end, like they bring him back and then they kill him again or something. So
how you die?
Honestly,
yeah, I'm definitely not interested in. So
I'm not the target audience.
I just spoke to that on the Ryan said 5 episodes. Okay, cool. So I got nothing.
Move on if you want.
Yeah, I got nothing for that. On the baby front though, there are so many things. I do agree with you that his name is the baby, right? It's not like we're expecting him to come on there and speak as Cornel West or Neil deGrasse Tyson or you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying. It's not like I'm expecting anything great from him, or even T.I. put himself in this too. And T.I. has actually been out here for the culture. You know what I'm saying? There are some rappers that have at least gained some room to speak on things, especially for the culture, based on their actions and how they move. Killer Mike would be like the top. You know what I'm saying? Killer Mike would be like one of the top for me. You know what I'm saying? Because of what he's done in the culture. T.I. says problematic things, does problematic things, and he's still. I think him and his wife are still in, you know, some legal stuff for a different issue. But T.I. put himself in the middle of this too. But what the baby said, to me, it was offensive. It's not only offensive to the LGBTQ community, it's offensive to people that have HIV and AIDS, because he made it worse once he did actually respond with what his response was, to me, worse than what he said at the show. And then you got at women like gynecology issues. Talk about if it smells like water. What? First off, who said this in the middle of a show at all? Like, for what?
Rappers and rock stars do stuff like that all the time.
Bro. I'm with you. There are some rappers that actually have that have educated things to say. Like you said, Killer Mike, T.I. is here and there sometimes.
He's hit and miss, yeah.
You know, like even Jay-Z from time to time can drop some knowledge. But then there are other guys where it's Nas, but you could listen to their music and you can pretty much determine who has an educated like mindset. Once again, I don't know the baby. He might be the smartest dude on earth, but the smartest dude on earth don't generally say stuff like that.
Yeah, smart doesn't mean informed though. Like the biggest reason I had an issue with it is because, all right, so like in his response, he said he was doing it as a call to action. So he said it's called a call to action. Number one, another issue I had is he said, well, this is only for my fans. It was only for my fans and people on the internet. Y'all N-words on the internet ain't gonna understand because it was only for me and my fans, whatever. So he's not making it no better. Then you go on there and you saying, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the LGBTQ, he's like, nah, my folks, they ain't out there. When you brought up the thing about the HIV and AIDS, you said they ain't out there being nasty with it. They doing whatever, because, you know, you got to roll a certain way. And I said, this dude, bro, what? Why? That's why you hire publicists. This what he did is the reason that people should have publicists. So that before you speak, who used to say don't hit send? Tony Dungy? Herm Edwards. Herm Edwards used to say, don't hit sin. This is one of them don't hit sin moments because you just disrespected 3 different communities, because you can't put HIV and AIDS out there, STDs out there, as if everybody, and then you literally tied it directly to nastiness, as if there's not other ways. You know what I'm saying? There's not other ways to contract STDs. You to put them out there, and you ask them to raise their phone. So now you put them in a tough position if they do have it, right? Then okay. Do I not raise it and have everybody looking at me sideways, or do I raise it and know I'm lying? But either way, I feel bad now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm with you. That's why I'm saying, like, I try not to give energy to some of these dudes. Like, I try not to, man. Like, they just.
That's why I said I think at some point they be doing it on purpose, bro. Like there's no way that you out here saying stupid stuff on accident like this. Like what is the reason? What is the reason to even speak on that at a, you know what I'm saying? Like Devon said, why are you even talking about this at a concert? That's why I feel like it's almost on purpose at this point, because he was just in the beef, and this is all I found out this week studying the topic. He was just in a beef with other rappers. Yes. He's out here doing controversial stuff, you know, weekly to keep his name in the news. Like, well,
last week he was just in it because of those kids. Like those kids. Now he was right in that regard. Those kids tried to hustle him because they knew
that was funny.
He was right in that regard.
Right. Yeah, he was absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He did exactly right. But this is also like this ties into the cancel culture thing, which I think we can segue into. This is also like there were people. I think one of the reasons I want to talk about the cancel culture thing is because I think people try to do that. Number one, I just think it's dumb. And like Javon said on one of the posts earlier, you were just saying it's like, I think you said it's not low energy. I can't remember how you
I just said that I don't really believe in cancel. I do believe in I'm just not going to financially support you.
Yes. Okay. So
Right.
what I believe in strongly, and like I said, we can segue into the other part because the baby had people after him, like my boy Obasi's in here now, saying that he did the kids wrong. I disagree.
Nah, he was
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Them kids
tried to hustle him.
They tried to hustle him, and he needed to teach them a lesson that that's not the way to do it. You had this straight up. You knew I was the baby. I was going to hold you down anyway, but instead of you just being straight up with me and letting me bless you, you blocked your blessing trying to play me. That's a lesson that they should take into their future and turn it the right way. If they turn it the wrong way, it ain't because of the baby. It's because they chose that stupid path. So that's not on him, in my opinion. But with cancel culture, like going into the Kevin Samuels thing and Kanye, so it was me and my boy Obasi. Todd said exactly right. You can't hustle a hustle, exactly, and that's what he was teaching them that. But me and my boy Obasi was talking about Kanye, and me and my boy Derek actually talked about this like maybe a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, just about when there was an attempt to cancel Kanye. So I think some people can get to a point where it doesn't matter whether you're trying to cancel them or not. You can't cancel them. And people, I don't think so. Like, so, okay. So
people, bro.
I don't know many people that actually got canceled though. Like if we're being honest, guys, like who got canceled and can no longer do anything? Like who?
That's my point.
I think there's several people.
It depends on who you are.
I think Kels and Bill Cosby are canceled.
Dude, there were people standing out of the courtroom when Kels was in court when he was. There are people now that will support Robert Kelly.
Yeah, no, sure. I'm not saying like. I mean, like there's a level that you are as. I mean, like when there are people who are superstars, like R. Kelly and Bill Cosby were superstars at one point. They will never be able to achieve that level of fame again. They'll never get a percentage of that again because there are entire industries that are not going to touch them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. Kevin Hart, had that situation, but he's not canceled, right? He came out, he apologized, he kept being apologetic, he kept trying to learn and grow from it. He's not canceled from, his comments. But there are people who I don't think will ever get a semblance of what it was that they. Dang, Todd. Dang, bro. You block him? You block Todd? You block Todd?
I love my good brother,
we all thought at the same time. This dude. But like Kanye, I don't think Kanye is canceled. I think Kanye said some socially irresponsible stuff, and Kanye has always been out there a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
I disagree. He was out there, but he wasn't. I just had this conversation. He was a little bit. He was quirky before, and then he went eccentric, and now he's on he's like I'm not even sure where he is at any particular point in time. Like if I'm being totally honest.
Okay, yes. Okay, so that's part of what I'm talking about here, right? So one of the things that always bothers me in a situation with Kanye, especially within our culture, right, is that with Kanye, it is now like
he was quirky before his mom died.
We're in a comic world, so we use canon. You know what I'm saying? Like it is in canon that Kanye West is bipolar. Like we all know that now, right? Like that's recorded. Like we know that for facts. Okay, so on one hand, Black people are starting to get better with acknowledging mental health being a serious issue. We just went through it today with Simone Biles. We went through it with Naomi Osaka. You know what I'm saying? We're starting to try to say, okay, mental health is very important.
Right.
But Kanye, everybody's like, nah, F that. Even though literally he has been diagnosed for sure, and all of us are aware of it. Not only are we aware of it, but we've seen it in action. I went back and me and my boy Obasi was talking this week. If you go back to watch the video where Kanye West was talking to Donald Trump during you know what I'm saying? If you go back and watch that interview, you can't tell me that man was not in a manic episode. Something sent him to being manic in that moment. And if you sit there, if you watch the room,
Obasi's right though. Obasi, you're right. Like bipolar don't make you like start supporting racists and saying like racist stuff, though.
Okay.
That's not how it works, though.
Oh, wait, listen. I understand that, okay? But what
his
I'm
thoughts
saying
are his thoughts. He's just being weird. Like he's
what I'm saying, but this is what I'm saying. So we already agreed. So you said he was quirky before. Now he's like more eccentric. What I'm saying is Kanye has always been on his own tip, and the biggest thing Kanye believes in is himself. What he identifies with concerning Donald Trump is the narcissism. That's where they connect at all points. When they connected, if you go back and listen to the interview, Kanye West spent 15 to 20 minutes praising himself for stuff that he had done and praising Trump for inspiring him to do it the way that he was doing it. That's what he was talking about. He wasn't connecting with the racist side and his issues. If you go back and listen to that interview, he wasn't saying Donald Trump is absolutely right. We should put all black people in jail. His plan was separate from that. One of the things he said during the interview was saying that Chicago, the crime rate in Chicago has actually been going down steadily. I just talked to this official from Chicago earlier, blah, 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 blah. Kanye is one of those people that when he's talking, you have to listen between the crazy. Like, okay, let me.
Yeah, but you're on the wrong conversation though, because I'm thinking about the conversation he had with TMZ where he was talking about how slavery isn't real and everything like that. That's what I mean when you're talking about that the Trump thing. Yeah, but like you're openly showing. Number one, even though he isn't coming out and saying like, oh, I agree with everything Trump's saying. The fact that you're sitting there with this man and you're all, buddy, and you're talking and you're supporting him. He was supporting Trump. Like he had the Make America Great hat on again. Like he was supporting Trump. So you are supporting what Trump supports if you're supporting Trump. Like we can all agree on this.
My thing is this with Kanye. We all know that he's a narcissist. Right. So I think us enabling him by not canceling him, by not deciding to put away the attention that we give him is the problem, is what I'm saying. So if we are going to cancel someone so that they can get better for their embetterment, because we can't enable him and keep supporting him and say, okay, we're going to keep listening to his music if we really want him to get better, because the narcissism and the bipolar aren't going to get better by us feeding him attention.
Canceling him isn't going to help him either. Like therapy is going to help him.
The only way
to be real here,
the way for him to take the therapy seriously is for us to withdraw, for him to see that something is wrong because of his narcissism. And they say, why?
But what I'm saying is, if everybody today said we're not listening to Kanye West music, it's not that he'll still be who he is. Until you want help, you're not going to get help. Mm-hmm. And if he never actually wants help, whether we support his music or not, which I honestly, I haven't listened to a Kanye West album since graduation.
Hey, I listen to Sunday service all the time, bro. That joint hits.
We ain't gonna go there. Oh Lord Jesus,
that joint hits, bro.
Stop it.
Going back to his. So one of the reasons let me make this clear first. And Danny's followed me for a while, and me and him were like brothers, so I know he knows. Javon, I don't know how long we've been friends on Facebook, so I don't know. When Kanye said some of the terrible and stupid things that he said, I was first to punch him in the face verbally, right? So, but that's also going to my point about what I think cancel culture is versus what it should be. Two things can be true at the same time. Kanye West is an absolute musical savant. What he's done already and his natural talent for what he already is makes him, he's already a legend as it is, just based on what he did. And he's definitely a savant, right? But he's also a problematic narcissist. And he also does and says things that he has no business saying that greatly affect our community.
You just described Bill Cosby. You just described R. Kelly. Described.
But I'm making a point. I'm making a point about cancel culture versus like cancel culture, what it is versus what I think it should be. I don't think one has to cancel the other. I think we could. I don't care how. I know R. Kelly did some horrible things, but it doesn't take away the fact he's still a musical genius. I know what Bill Cosby did, but he's still a comedic genius. He's still a comedic genius. You can be both at the same time, but what we do in the culture and just in America as a whole is that we literally throw out the baby with the bathwater until we want it back for some reason, and you'll go to the dead to go get it once that happens. But before that, you just throw out the baby with the bathwater and everything just all F him forever. And some people are gonna stick on that. Like there are people that cancel Kanye and it is no coming back. There are people that cancel R. Kelly and there is no coming back. I'm just saying, for me personally, especially if you say you rock with somebody, right? Because there are people that do that.
We lost you.
In their lives too, that or whatever, but they can also cut that person off immediately right now, never talk to them again and be fine with. Which to me personally, I don't know how you could say that you were truly friends with somebody and just cut them off. There's no conversation that y'all had. You didn't give them an opportunity to address anything to say, yo, you know what I'm saying? This is the issue for me. Can you change this? To me personally, if you say you love somebody, you care about somebody,
dude, I could cut some. It depends on what it is, but I could cut somebody quick, fast, in a hurry. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if I have a friend and my friend was like, yeah, man, if I found out my friend raped somebody,
okay,
I can't be associated with that dude anymore. I'd be like, look, me and you can't vibe. Number one, you need to go. I need to talk to the cops. But even if I'm not gonna go that far, look, we've been friends forever. That's great, but I can't ride with what you're doing right now. So I got to distance and disassociate myself with you, because who you hang with reflects who you are.
No, but that's okay. But what you just did is what I said. You said what you would do is talk to them and say, yo, I can't rock with this while you're doing this, whatever. What I'm saying is there are people that won't even make that known, and they will cut that person off. They'll cut that person off, that family member off, whatever, without even coming to the person, having a conversation and being like, yo, this is a problem. I can't continue to rock with you if you're gonna continue to do this, whatever. There is no chance.
But how does that correlate to Kanye and R. Kelly? Because R. Kelly knows what he's doing is wrong.
No,
which is why a whole documentary on what happened.
But to me,
Kanye West knows he is. Let me rephrase. I don't think Kanye West actually believes he needs therapy. I think he thinks that we crazy.
Sure, but I think the cancel culture thing comes into where we are though, right? We're the ones that are canceling the celebrities. Right. I think it's about the desire and having the energy to put into that. If, like you said, Kanye doesn't think that he's wrong, so how am I gonna devote all of my energy to trying to help Kanye when Kanye don't want to help himself? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, so I'm not
even with family members or whatever. If you don't have if I believe it's better for me to completely cut this person off because every time I come around, there's something that is killing me.
Right.
You got to cut them off. You got to cancel that relationship.
I'm not saying that.
That's why I said that I don't financially support. Sure. When I talk about R. Kelly is a perfect example. I have said on more than one occasion that R. Kelly's 12 Play is one of the best R&B albums I've ever heard in my life.
But you can't listen to it no more. But you can't even listen to it.
It's hard for me to listen to it. But if it comes on the radio, I still listen to it. But I'm not putting a dime towards a concert. I'm not putting a dime towards an album. I'm not putting a dime towards anything. Now, I can acknowledge that this album is good and the music is good, just like the Cosby Show. Cosby Show comes on right now, I'll sit and watch it, but I'm not going to pay to do anything that has to do with him. Like, I'm not going to personally put money in his pocket.
I think the Cosby Show is different because it's not in the show. Like R. Kelly's music, it's in the music. Like
it's really hard.
It's in the music. You can't.
It's really hard, man.
So,
it's impossible to listen to it and not think that this dude was writing this about a 12-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get that. But what I'm saying to tie the hate and then the cancel culture thing together, all I'm saying is what you explained that you would do. If you had a friend that was a rapist or whatever, you said that you would talk. What I'm saying is a lot of time in these type of situations, we cut context, we cut nuance, we cut all of that and just goes into the hate thing that Danny was talking about earlier. It's really popular to just hate and judge and whatever, anything that happens anytime, anywhere, especially if it involves another person. Everybody is quick to kill somebody immediately, and it doesn't matter whether there's like the context doesn't matter.
There's certain things that context isn't necessary, isn't needed. Like there's no context involved. Like if you're talking about somebody who assaulted people, or you're talking about like if you're talking about somebody who's committing crimes.
Yeah, but there's still context to
it. Help Kanye. I know what would help Kanye. If Kanye donated $100 million to Van Jones or somebody like that in the community, I think that would help him out a lot. That would go a long way to bringing him out of canceled.
But it's not even. I mean, Kanye West, he does things for the community. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that he doesn't do things for the community. Yeah. I just think that he needs to talk to somebody, and he needs to talk to somebody for a very long time, and needs to talk to a specific somebody for probably paid for sessions. If you guys are following me here.
I don't disagree with any of that. I don't disagree with any of that. All I'm doing is
music and stuff. Like I said, I haven't really rocked with his music since graduation. So like I'm not his audience. But if I was still his audience, what he said, things that he has said have hurt the Black community on a level. And he's not apologizing for it, which is my problem.
He did apologize for it. He apologized for it.
He apologized for saying slavery wasn't real.
Yes, he apologized for that. He apologized for the MAGA hat. He apologized for both of them. He apologized for those two. The one I'm not sure if he apologized for was that, and it's sad that you have to do that. But I do know he apologized for those two, because I remember Charlemagne. I think he did it in Charlemagne. Charlemagne did an interview with him. He went, where is he, in Wisconsin, Montana, wherever he is, he went out there to talk to him for a while. Because they had T.I. on the show, and they talked to T.I. T.I. went and talked to him, and T.I. was saying he was going to have to cancel him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not justifying what Kanye did. I'm not justifying what Candace Owens does. I'm not justifying that. What I'm saying is you can smack the fire out of somebody, you know what I'm saying, for saying or doing something stupid, but you also... But I don't have to throw out the baby with the bathwater, is what I'm saying. People can do what they want to do. Like R. Kelly, I've not been supporting R. Kelly since it was for sure this dude did that. You know what I'm saying? But for years, that as a Black community, for years, we let that crap ride when it was mad evidence out there that this happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that the community's got to wrestle with too. All I'm saying is I was tying it to the cancel culture and the hate, because in cancel culture, one of the things that we do consistently is run to smack people up without context. And then after the fact, you have to like make up and be like, oh, my bad, bro, but blah, 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 blah. Instead of it being like, all right, hold on. Like police killing.
Though, the black community, one thing about the Black community, they don't really cancel people as quickly as you think. Like, think about the people who have quote unquote been canceled. Like Bill Cosby had supporters for years, for decades. R. Kelly, like you said, R. Kelly, people still riding with R. Kelly. They had a whole documentary. People still riding with R. Kelly. People still riding with Kanye West.
Somebody paid to get him out.
People still riding with T.I. Like we love hard as a Black community. Like you gotta nuke your way out of the Black community's love. Like if you like, I'm trying to think of somebody who did that, and I can't really think of somebody off the top of my head.
Gotta be in jail. Like
R. Kelly.
Nah, you can't even be in jail. There'll be people that be supporting even in jail.
To me, R. Kelly is the closest to somebody that's like pretty universally not.
People still riding with R. Dude,
but they're a minority though.
About R. Kelly,
it's a minority.
People about R. Kelly.
It's a minority though. You know what I'm saying? So
okay. Go wash your hands then.
Okay. Going back to what Danny tried to segue in there about Bezos giving that $100 million to Van Jones. So for those that didn't hear, Jeff Bezos, Amazon's owner.
Ben Carson is a perfect example. I'm wrong. Ben Carson nuked his way out. You are absolutely right.
Stacey Dash did too.
Stacey Dash nuked her way out.
Look, I can come up with names now. OJ. Yep.
No, OJ didn't.
Not
Listen,
OJ. Not OJ.
No,
OJ did. Yes, he did.
Not OJ.
Yeah, he
People
did.
still rocking with OJ.
There's people still rocking with
We
Bill
celebrated.
Cosby?
We celebrated when that man got
I heard a good theory on TikTok that convinced me
Don't do
that
it.
OJ might not have done that joint. Like,
I don't think he can.
You can't
I
put
don't
a
think
book
he did
that you can't write. You can't put out a book saying, "Well, if I was going to do it."
I don't.
when you're dead broke, you
He
can.
did it.
When
You
you're
did.
dead broke, you can.
He did.
But
He did it.
And we're gonna discuss that one day too.
That's not Caesar.
We should.
All right,
we should probably. We should probably. Jason Whitlock. You right, but there's a
Yeah,
common
Jason Whitlock can go
denominator.
ahead.
Time out. There's a common denominator on all the people who have nuked their way out. Ben Carson, Jason Whitlock. Who else do we say? Stacey Dash. Look at their alliances. Look who they've aligned themselves
Oh,
with.
I know.
That's how they nuke. That's how you nuke yourself out.
Legit, yeah.
You're right. You're right.
That's not true. That's not true. If you go against the grain, you're gonna get your black card revoked. That's
Nah,
all
bro.
Kanye does is go against the grain.
That's Robert. Robert just be talking sometimes.
Right, yeah, right.
That's all you do. That's all Kanye does.
Robert be trolling sometimes, bro. So called. Don't do. Let me get to that
you know
topic.
what though? Let's
Let me
let's
get to that topic.
do our top fives before Robert. We
let me. All right. Just a quick shot. If Bezos gave you $100 million that you can spend however you want, what are you doing with it?
Real estate.
Okay.
I'd probably have a year-long vacation and come back with a plan for a business and probably get back to the community too. But I gotta take that year-long vacation.
I'm gonna be debt free first. Once I'm debt free, I'm gonna set the kids up, get the house straight, pay everything cash money, invest in the community, invest in veteran programs for homeless veterans, programs for homeless people, period, programs for Black mothers.
You've clearly put some thought into this.
I have.
Your $100 million gone though. Yeah,
I know. I was about to say your $100 million gone.
Not if you spend it smartly. And of course, Fourth Wall and some of my other folks, you know what I'm saying, my boy Javon, it's getting spread around. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would do with mine.
Let's
get to the
ties first, and then
pay your ties.
That's right, man. You make sure you put that in there. That's right, Danny. The Kevin, we didn't even get to the Kevin Samuels thing, but we'll circle back in a minute.
Yeah,
all right, so let's do these top fives. So the top five list, and I want y'all that are watching to put your list in the comments. Top five. So we did the top five most influential Black actors of the last 30 years. And for me, this was very tough. For Javon and Danny, apparently it was easy. So I'm gonna let both of them go. Since they on easy street and I was over.
You wanna go, Danny?
I'll go first. I'm gonna go first. And
okay, go ahead.
Because y'all did this, both the first episode and the second episode.
Oh my God! You can't do that. We said no. He literally made a point to say.
This is it. He got to get his fair chance to do it. I guess
y'all did it. Both of y'all did it. Now I'm gonna do it. So my 5A and 5B are, and it's because of the 30 years, right? So I think. So we're starting at 91, right?
91.
So right coming into the 90s, Eddie Murphy was killing it, was killing the game. Eddie Murphy was probably still one of the most influential Black actors. But he did take a big break. But this last 15 years, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been killing it. Okay. Super influential. Has been building studios, #1 movies. All that stuff. He just doesn't have the awards. All right, my number 4 is Jamie Foxx. Okay, he won an Oscar. My man has been acting his tail off. He's got he's got probably the most range of any actor out here, in my opinion. Number 3, the man Denzel Washington. If Denzel Washington is not on y'all's list, you lose. Okay. Number 2, Denzel's. I think.
All right, go.
Number 2 is Will Smith. Okay, Will Smith has built studios, has done deals. He has been nominated for more awards than anybody else in the past 30 years. But my number one is Madea himself, Tyler Perry. And I can almost guarantee y'all didn't put Tyler Perry on your list, and it's disrespectful.
So I'm gonna say this before I give mine. On Tyler Perry, that's not a bad pick. That's not a bad pick. But I will say that I think his influence comes more from the other side of the camera,
from the ownership and stuff like that.
I wouldn't have him on my top 5 as a actor. But if we said top 5 directors, he's in the top 5.
I feel the same way about him as I do with Will Smith when they talk about rappers. Like, I don't think Will Smith gets the respect as a rapper, but he built everything that he has off of Madea. Off of Madea built a whole studio, his own studio off of Madea and his business connections. So
business, it was the business side of it though. It was his writing and his directing and his business savvy. Yes, it was Madea too, but like he could have. Okay, but the reason he's on, I'm gonna get mine.
But the reason I say he's influential though is because I think Madea got people in the mindset of ownership. Madea, like, and there are, of course, there's people who wanted to own studios and things like that, but Madea did it early. Like Tyler Perry putting his name on everything, like all of them plays that he did.
I hear you, but you're not talking about the man as an actor though.
Well,
okay, but let me get mine. I'm gonna get mine.
Go ahead.
All right, number 5. Idris Elba.
Idris, okay.
Idris, whatever. Would you shake? Don't be listen.
It's
Morgan. Get out of here. Idris Elba he's been called one of the sexiest men alive in Hollywood. He was like one of the first black dudes to be considered that. He's Australian.
Is that? I mean,
what?
I'm not gonna question the man's blackness, but
Australian. Do you know your accent?
He's Australian, isn't he?
Anyway, number four.
Help me,
Mr. Morgan Freeman himself.
Good pick.
Morgan, really? Like, are we really questioning Morgan Freeman?
Nah, he almost made my list. I ain't messing with you.
Okay, number 3, Jamie Foxx. Like you said, Oscar, multi-talented. He's killing it. Number 2, Will Smith. Got to put Will Smith, one of the last few actual movie stars out there.
Good.
You know, he literally like owned blockbuster movie. He owned the summer for like a decade and a half.
For real.
And then number 1 is Denzel Washington, man. You gotta have Denzel.
If you would have left him off, we would have had to fight.
Man. I'm surprised you got him at 3.
Yeah, I had him at 3.
You got Madea over Denzel. That right there makes me want to like
the influence, though. I mean, like, as actors go, I think you're right. But again, me and Morgan have had this conversation. I don't see Denzel Washington. I see Denzel in every Denzel movie. Like, we just
that's not what we're not talking about. The best actor. We're talking
about.
I
always take points from that. I always take points for that. But go ahead, Morgan. Your turn.
Go ahead, bro. Your list better be like.
It better be some.
You've been shaking your head for like 10 minutes now.
It better take me to another level, bro.
I don't understand. This man said Tyler Perry. No more.
Listen, I don't care what you say. Madea has done more for black film. Tyler Perry and Madea have done more for black film than anybody you gonna say, bro.
Oh my god! I felt the same way, y'all. I felt the same way.
Bro, he didn't even put him at number 5.
I don't care. I do not care. I do not care. Madea's done more for black actors.
If you would have put him at 5, I would have gave you some credit. But you put that man at number 1.
Oh my god!
You put him at number 1, dude.
Tyler Perry is number 1, and that's why I asked y'all if y'all were talking about like Spike Lee and stuff. Because if you would have said,
we told you no,
but he started. acted more than anything else. Like
he's directed more than anything else.
He's
directed more than anything else, but he started as an actor. Like he built his career off of Medea. If you can go from literally homeless, to owning half of Atlanta, bruh. Like,
dude, I'm not taking anything away from the man. If you said the top movers and black movers and shakers in Hollywood,
Morgan's list now, man. Now
I know Morgan, your list better be fire, man.
It better be great. I want Morgan's list, bro.
Morgan, man, go ahead, dude.
I want to hear Morgan's list, bro.
Oh my God,
Morgan, man, go ahead, dude.
And you better not have Michael B. Jordan on there at all.
Wait. Just give me a second. Oh my God,
your list better be fire, dude.
I was not expecting that, bro.
Your list better be fire, dude.
You better not say Mekhi Phifer.
Okay.
You better not say.
Okay.
Yo, Morgan got Chris Brown on his list.
Okay. All right. Number 5. God Almighty, this dude said number 1.
Morgan got Omarion on his list.
No, that's
Have you seen You Got Served, son?
Number 5. Number 5, Samuel L. Jackson. Okay. Number 4, Morgan Freeman. He was literally played God, and white people were okay with it.
I'm riding with you.
Okay. Number 3, Chadwick Boseman. Number 2, Denzel Washington. Number 1, Will Smith. That is the list.
Negro, you don't have Jamie Foxx on. You got Chadwick Boseman on your list. You ain't got Jamie.
You know how easy I can justify this?
No, you cannot.
You have Jamie Foxx off your list.
Yes.
Look, I love Chadwick Boseman, dude.
I put Chadwick Boseman. I put Chadwick Boseman in the place that he's in because one of the things that we talked about was influence, impact, the roles that you have, the acting.
You can't make fun of nobody's list no more.
You a lie. Chadwick Boseman.
You a lie, dude.
Not for 30 years. Not for 30 years, though, more. Not for
30 years, dude. 30 years. Career goes so far back, dude.
Bruh,
Chadwick played some great roles, yes.
Chadwick has had. Listen. Chadwick has had like a really good 10 years, pretty much.
Wait a minute. Okay. So you're telling me
you're gonna put his 30 years, his 10 years up against James? This is versus. You really think his 10 years gonna go on Jamie's?
Yeah.
No.
What? Okay.
No.
Name 3 roles that Jamie Foxx has played that are bigger than the top 3.
Ray, dude, he won an Oscar.
That's the only one. That's one. Name another one. Name another. I'm waiting.
Any Given Sunday.
Willie Beeman.
You're putting that on the left.
Really?
Wait. Are you telling me
Beeman.
Black Panther by itself? Him playing T'Challa by itself is the most. Black Panther is the most.
Can I say something? I'm gonna say something really mean.
Can I finish first? Go
ahead.
Black Panther is the most influential black movie of all time. It is not close.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's not.
What's bigger?
It's not the most influential.
It's not the black movie of all time.
What is bigger? I'm listening to you guys.
Do the Right Thing. More influential.
Did you say Juice?
No, Do the Right Thing is a more influential black movie.
No, it's not.
No, I'd put Lawrence Fishburne over Chadwick Boseman.
I would say Menace to Society is a more influential black movie.
No, I'd be right. Lawrence
Friday?
Listen. I know you love Black Panther. I know you love Black Panther.
You're comparing Friday, and you're comparing all of those movies to Black Panther and the impact that it has on the black community. Are you serious?
Yes, because the Friday has 20 years of influence after it.
There's no way that you're serious.
There is no way 20 years of influence. Black Panther just came out 2 years ago.
I'm not going to say
most of those actors.
I'm not going to sit here. Listen.
Most of the actors who are in Black Panther are still struggling.
Do the Right Thing has Malcolm. Thank you, Malcolm X, Jungle Fever, Do the Right Thing. All those movies,
bro.
No,
bro.
More you bugging. I mean,
and you bugging, dude.
You said Jamie Foxx.
That's worse than Tyler Perry.
No, it is not. You are on crack.
You want to know why it's worse than Tyler Perry? I'm gonna tell you why it's worse than Tyler Perry. This is why
Boseman played.
No, listen to me.
Chadwick Boseman played Jackie Robinson. He played James Brown.
I heard
he played T'Challa. He played Thurgood Marshall. Those are just 4 movies. And you gave me Ray. That's 1. Give me another one.
He won an Oscar for it.
He won an Oscar for that, though.
Give me any movie that compares.
Chadwick Boseman won an Oscar? Has Chadwick Boseman won an Oscar?
He should have won one for Ma Rainey's.
I didn't ask you shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Ali.
Yes, he was in Ali.
He didn't start Ali. Any Given Sunday. Dang on. Soul just came out. Soul that just came out. Even though that's an animated film, that's still.
Do I have to go to IMDb and I mean, my God.
You can, but it still won't.
No. Let me say.
What about Django?
It will not top any of those roles.
Time out. I'm going to say my controversial thing. Chadwick Boseman was very good in Black Panther. He was great in Black Panther.
Very good.
That was an ensemble film.
What more do you want me to say?
What movie was Chadwick Boseman not great in?
I didn't say he wasn't good in it. I will say this though. I think there are other actors that could have played T'Challa and maybe even done a better job.
Of course there are.
So
I don't know about no better job.
Ray better than Jamie Foxx?
I don't know about a better job.
Who could play Ray better than Jamie Foxx?
Who could have played Django?
Somebody else cast in the role. Chadwick could have done it just as well as he could.
Chadwick can do it,
but he wouldn't have been able to sing it.
No.
So he couldn't do it better.
Did I go through my full list? I can't remember anymore.
Yes, you did.
Yes. All right. So I put. I'm not debating the Chadwick with y'all. Y'all are tripping. There's no way that y'all are telling me that Jamie Foxx. There's no way that you're telling me Jamie Foxx's best movies are topping Chadwick Boseman's best movies. There's no way you're telling me his best roles are topping
Ray. Let's be real. Like the Thurgood Marshall movie was really. The Thurgood Marshall movie was really good, but I don't think 15 years from now we're gonna look at it the same way we look at Ray, or the same way we look at Any Given Sunday, or the same way we look at Django. Like, I mean, I can go down the list. I can go. He just gave you a list of movies. Like,
Django's my favorite movie. Don't get it twisted. Like I didn't think about putting Jamie on the list, but I can't put Jamie over Samuel L. Jackson and Chadwick. Okay, the reason I didn't is because Chadwick Boseman.
Black men who have Oscars, bro. Like, what the hell?
I'm just saying.
Chadwick Boseman's roles and the influence of the roles that he had to play those characters is absolutely astronomical.
Man, have you seen
Booty Call? Funny, man.
Please stop talking about those other movies. Please,
hilarious.
Listen, you have to understand.
Y'all are tripping.
I'm not.
You can't compare.
All right, you have to understand. We're not saying. Listen, we're not saying
one of y'all said Friday had a bigger impact than Black Panther. One of y'all said
I didn't say that.
I'm saying because
I didn't say that.
Friday impacted the every culture, film. And I'm not saying Black Panther didn't, but I'm saying Friday impacted the culture for 20 years now. Has been impacting the culture for 20 years now.
I don't agree with that, Danny.
And my only point about Friday specifically is that it's been out longer. And my point against Chadwick is that, like Javon said, it's been 10 years. He killed the game, but not more than The Rock did for 10 years. Like, I don't know. I'll let you.
I'm talking about most influential actors of the last 30 years.
The Rock makes 30 years. The Rock's movies made a lot of money. The Rock movies made a lot of movies.
Jamie been killing it since the 90s, dude.
Killing it?
Yeah.
Y'all
since the Jamie Foxx show.
Man had his own TV show.
He
been killing it since In Living Color, dude. Come on, man.
That does not top what Chadwick did in the time period that he had to destroy things.
As a whole, absolutely it does. Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
If you walk away from a 30
we just disagree.
Career, if you talk,
we just disagree.
Time out. His movies, like, okay, this is why I say Chadwick.
You named one.
What?
You named one movie that can top any of those other ones. Ray is the only one.
Number one, you're overvaluing a lot of the movies that were on his on Chadwick's resume.
So it's the movie and the role itself.
It's
the movie and the role itself.
I understand.
Chadwick Boseman played 3 of the most influential Black people in the American culture.
Thurgood Marshall movie doesn't mean that now he's the greatest ever. Like, come on, man.
So they just cast anybody in that role then.
No,
you don't think that there's another black actor that could have done Thurgood Marshall?
They didn't.
You know how Hollywood works?
They didn't. Why did they give it
You
to
know
Chadwick?
how Hollywood works? Listen, let me help you out. There are certain actors that they get hot at a certain time, so they get their pick of actual roles. So if he wanted to take a Thurgood Marshall role because he was getting hot at a certain time, that's why he kept getting like all these other different roles.
Did
like
you see
all these roles?
Did you see him in Gods of Egypt?
So I'm not arguing the Chadwick thing with y'all no more because I think.
Nah, I just want to know. I just want to know.
You're losing the argument so badly.
That's all I want to know. I just want to know. Did you see him in Gods of Egypt?
No, I didn't watch Gods of Egypt. What the are you talking about?
That's all I want to know. If you saw Chadwick Boseman, because he was in that film. He was in that film. He was the only black person in the film.
I'm not watching Gods of Egypt.
What about Draft Day? What about Draft Day?
I don't know what that is.
He started
Draft Day.
I don't know what that is.
Movie, right?
Law-abiding
citizen. Law-abiding citizen.
Law-abiding citizen is a great movie.
That great movie.
Jamie Foxx murdered
Jamie Foxx. Baby Driver.
Baby Driver's awesome.
I could keep going. He was in White House Down.
This isn't about
horrible bosses.
But it's not.
The Soloist. The Soloist.
Man.
Dream Girls. Miami Vice. Jarhead. Come on, dude.
It's not about. Dude. I didn't say Jamie Foxx isn't a monster. What I said is
he is a monster. That's the problem.
I know he's a monster. He was on. Listen, I told you I went back and forth over this list over and over again for reasons just like this. The reason Chadwick Boseman is in the place that he's in is because the impact of Chadwick Boseman's movies and the roles that he played in the amount of time that he was able to blow up is almost insurmountable. They were not calling Jamie Foxx the heir apparent to Denzel Washington.
Are you serious?
He won the Oscar after this. What are you talking about?
I don't even understand.
There's articles on this. You can Google it.
Jamie Foxx literally won an Oscar. Jamie Foxx has had his pick of roles for the last like 20 years now.
I'm not diminishing that. Lawrence Fishburne could have been on the list too. Forrest Whitaker could have been on the list.
But Lawrence Fishburne ain't win no Oscar. Chadwick ain't win no Oscar either.
Okay.
Denzel.
So everybody on our list should have won an Oscar then.
No, but you're talking about.
Oh, okay. But then you just killed your own point. We don't even discuss that anymore.
No,
because you said that he wasn't heir apparent to Denzel.
Does Morgan Freeman have an Oscar?
Actually, I think Morgan does.
Morgan Freeman does.
Does Morgan have one?
It was supporting actor for $1 million.
If he did, it was for Shawshank Redemption.
No, it wasn't. It was $1 Million Baby. I remember because I was like, bruh, he wasn't even. He was the third. He won an Oscar in the movie. Yeah, for best supporting actor.
Samuel Jackson win one?
No.
Okay. I know we don't need to ask about Tyler Perry. We already know he didn't. I don't remember everybody.
He won for $1 Million Baby. Yep, you're right.
I don't remember everybody on Javon's list.
I said, I'll tell you my list. I said Idris. I said Idris. I said Morgan.
Does Idris Elba have an Oscar?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
But Idris, once again, I'm talking about 30 years. You named a guy that had a good 5 to 10 year run.
What was Idris Elba in that 14 years ago?
Jamie Foxx is literally no. Because the argument between you and I is the fact that you don't have Jamie. We have Jamie on our list. You don't.
But the reason
how you don't have Jamie.
I already explained it to you.
You just said you went back and forth on it, but your logic is based off one movie. That's my problem.
No, it's not.
It is. You keep saying Black Panther was the most influential film.
I said that's not based on one. It is the most influential Black film of all time, and to me, it's not even a question.
All right, fine. Let's go. Time out. Let's go off your logic. Let's go off that. Fine. It's the most influential Black film of all time. Fine. Mm-hmm. Okay. If you have Jamie Foxx, if you have one guy who has one great film and a bunch of good films, and then you have Jamie who has like 3 or 4 great films and a bunch of good films, what's the deal? Like I'm not gonna sit here. I like Thurgood Marshall's movie.
Was Jamie Foxx the lead in what other great film did Jamie Foxx had that he was the lead in?
I literally just read down it. I just read down the list.
I'm accounting. I'm assuming you're talking about Law Abiding Citizen. Like that would be one of them.
Law Abiding Citizen is a good movie.
And Django.
I know you're not talking about any.
Django was a great movie.
Django is one of the. That's my favorite movie. Probably it's in the top 3. Yeah, Django is definitely up there.
The Soloist.
Django is up there. Ray is one of the best. Ray is one of the best Oscar-winning films of all time. He disappeared in the role. I love Chadwick, and he ain't disappearing in his role.
Wait till he plays Mike Tyson. Wait till he plays Mike Tyson.
I'm not saying Jamie again. I am not saying Jamie Foxx is not absolutely phenomenal. That's the reason I had so much trouble putting my list together. I chose to put Chadwick on the list because he's in the most, in my opinion, and in other people's opinion. Again, and we can do a whole nother show on why Black Panther is the most influential Black movie of all time.
Be a short show.
Super short.
If y'all got more movies that y'all can think of that had a that did what Black Panther did in the Black community,
Malcolm X has more of an impact than Black Panther. I'll say that right now.
To who? Where?
In the Black community? Are you serious? Amistad had a bigger impact than Black Panther.
Bro.
They were taking people. They were taking kids, and they were taking kids in school, out of school, just to do that.
They did the same thing for Black Panther. There were people that bought out theaters more than one weekend in a row just to watch Black Panther.
You talking about the influence? Hold on.
If you do this outside somewhere, does anybody know what that means?
Hold on. Dude, I'm trying to explain to you that there are so many Black actors that could have played T'Challa. There's so many.
There are so many Black actors that was played. Baby, they could have played Django. They could have played his role in Django. They could have played his role in Baby Driver.
I love him, but it was not a role that's singularly made for him. There is not one Black actor that would have killed Ray like Jamie Foxx did.
How you figure? Because they can't sing?
Did you not see the film?
No, sir. You're not gonna do that.
I feel like you haven't watched the movie. Like I feel like
you haven't seen it. You haven't watched
the problem. If you're going to say,
that's the problem.
No, wait. I've seen the movie. Right there. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to say that Chadwick just can't compare to Jamie Foxx at all,
that's not what I said.
That's
not what I said. I'm saying that one of them. You know what it is? I'll give you a better example. It's like putting Drake up against Michael Jackson. Drake has had a really good run of about 15 years now. 15. Michael got decades.
And his music still hit.
And his music still hit.
Bruh.
Are we gonna disagree on that?
You put in Django right now.
I just told you Django was one of my favorite movies. We don't need to keep discussing that. What I said is what I said, and it's still correct in my eyes, and we could debate that on another show if you want.
Hold on, time out. Hold on. I want to respond. Obasi said I can't name 5 movies bigger than Chadwick movies. The thing is, it's not so much.
He said bigger than Idris's movies.
Idris, sorry.
And Idris is on your list. So
well, hold on. Let's be real here. Chadwick got one big movie.
That's the most nonsensical, but you are just disrespectful to Chadwick.
I'm sorry. Was his other movies making billions of dollars?
What movie? Name one movie Idris Elba did that made $1 billion.
I'm talking. We're not talking about the highest grossing.
He was in it. You
just brought up $1 billion.
No, I'm saying he's got one big movie. I'm talking about
you have Idris Elba on your top 5 most influential of the last 30 years.
You got him.
He's been hot for 10 years.
You got him in The Wire.
He's been hot for 10 years.
What?
The Wire was 10 years ago.
Time out. You did not just say that.
I did.
You just said he been hot for 10 years.
The first time you saw Idris Elba was in The Wire.
Now, what did you just say? He been hot for 10 years?
The first time you saw Idris Elba was in The Wire at Stringer Bell.
Is that what you just said, Morgan? He been hot for 10 years. All right. Yeah. So you agree that Chadwick doesn't compare with Jamie
I'm making the point.
Thank you.
The point that I'm making is that you have
Chadwick was hot for 10 years. I'm gonna say the same thing back to you. Chadwick was hot for 10 years.
That's cool, but Chadwick's on my list just the same as Idris is on yours.
I'm fine if you want to come to problem. I don't have a problem with you. I don't have a problem with you.
You had Tyler Perry at 1. You can't ever.
And I told you why.
Ranking.
And I told you why.
Tyler Perry you have Tyler Perry at number 1 of the actors.
Tyler Perry $1 billion.
You have Medea over
Tyler
Malcolm
Perry
X.
has made $1 billion.
I'm sorry?
Tyler Perry
As an
has made
actor?
$1 billion off
As an
this
actor?
Obasi,
As an
I don't have a problem with you
Yes.
disagreeing that Chad Idris isn't like. If you want to switch out Chadwick and Idris, I wouldn't even switch out Chadwick with Idris. I would put somebody like Samuel L. Jackson or Lawrence Fishburne in. I'm open to
But you
amending my list, but I'm not
But you
putting
didn't.
Chadwick in there for 10 years when Samuel L. Jackson.
You put Idris in there
killing
for
it.
10 years. That's
Huh?
exactly my point. Idris Elba is on your list right now,
I
and
just
he's
said
been out
that.
for 10 years.
At
Morgan,
5, though.
Morgan.
There's
Do you
a difference-
understand what I'm
there's a
saying?
I don't
difference
care.
between Javon having him at 5 and you having Chadwick at 3 and not including James
Thank you
Parker.
so much. Steve.
That's a
Thank
difference.
you. Thank you.
Okay.
Not
So
only do I
so
have 5, I'm okay with switching him out. I'm okay. If we want to switch out, listen, y'all not listening to me. Obasi, you're not listening. I don't have a problem with switching out Idris for somebody, but I wouldn't switch him out for Chadwick. I would switch him out.
But I don't have an
switch him
issue.
out for timeout.
I don't have an issue switching out.
Timeout. I would switch him out for Samuel Jackson, or I would switch him out for Lawrence Fishburne. You can keep asking me for 5 movies, and I can sit here and say, well, he played in Luther, which is one of the greatest black shows that we don't give credit to, and he played in The Wire, which is one of the best shows of all time. So I would say The Wire has a bigger impact than Black Panther. How about that?
Yeah, but you'd be lying. I mean, that's fine. I mean, you can say it, but you'd be lying.
I mean, I'm wrong. What do you mean?
I did.
Had a
I just
better
told
career?
you wrong.
Listen,
I just told you wrong.
the problem that I have with you, Morgan, is that you don't have Jamie Foxx on your list. That's my problem.
Jamie Foxx could easily be on my list. So
why is he not on your list?
So the same way that you said that you could switch
so
out,
the show doesn't exist because it's overseas.
The same way that you said that you could switch out Idris, I could switch out Chadwick with Jamie Foxx easily. I could switch out.
Why are we arguing?
Because you tried to play me like he doesn't belong in the top 5.
I didn't try to play you. I said
I did. I tried to play you because
exactly
does not belong in the top 5.
You're full of crap.
30 years.
You're full of crap. You put Tyler Perry at number 1. Again,
Tyler
your
Perry
list
is worth $1 billion, bro.
Your list is dead.
Dude,
not as an actor.
$1 billion.
Danny, don't though.
Not as an actor.
$1 billion.
Danny,
you're
don't.
done. Your list is literally irrelevant.
Danny, don't.
Build a studio on them. I don't care.
You put
Danny,
Medea at number 1.
Danny, don't.
You put Medea at number 1.
Last year before the pandemic,
talk about my rankings.
Last year before the pandemic, we all sat and watched Tyler Perry open his own
Don't do this to
studio
yourself, bro.
where he named stages where all of these actors who are on our list came to give him props.
Danny, don't.
You are killing yourself.
I'm asking you,
you are killing yourself.
Did we not see? Did we not all watch it? Did we not
put Jordan Peele on this list then?
Did we not all watch Will Smith?
I'm about to put Jordan Peele on the list. I'm gonna switch out Chadwick with Jordan Peele. Just the same impact.
Danny, don't, man.
Don't worry about
it. Danny.
I want to say Jordan Peele.
Dude, Danny, we'll give you a mulligan.
You don't have to say it.
Danny, we'll give you a mulligan.
Let's read the comments. Read the comments because everybody's telling you your list is dead.
Hey, Tyler Perry $1 billion. I don't care.
Danny, we'll give you a mulligan.
You can say that 50 million times. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't change the fact you put him over Denzel Washington, Will
said
Smith,
influential though.
Samuel
Y'all didn't say the best actors though. Y'all did not say the best actors. You said the most influential.
We gave you what the criteria was.
Yeah, you
said before we came on this show, you had criteria. Don't act like we did not send it. I can post the messages in this comment field if you want me to.
Okay, and I got a question for you. Y'all tell me if you think Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa is any less impactful as Medea was.
Danny,
honestly, tell me
Morgan,
honestly.
Morgan,
I got it.
Morgan,
tell me honestly.
I got it, Morgan. I got it. It's not about one role. Both of y'all are kind of stuck on this. It's not about one role, guys.
No.
If we were having an argument, time out. If we were having an argument about the most influential role of the last 30 years, then
that's a part of the criteria, though.
Medea?
That's a part of the criteria, though.
No, it's not, dude. It's the most influential actor, dude.
But y'all asked me what the criteria was. You asked me what the criteria was, and I put it in the messenger. I can read it off the phone right now.
Dude, listen. If like I said, you guys are like focused on one role. I'm talking about
10 movies.
Give me 1 second. Because I can definitely put this up right here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look it up.
Medea got 10 movies. I don't care what y'all say, bro.
What? Medea what?
Medea got 10 movies.
You are killing yourself.
Medea's got more movies than Chadwick Boseman got. I don't care.
Y'all both are crazy, man. Y'all, the funny part is like, y'all, both of your controversial picks, y'all like in concrete.
But did I say anything?
There's nothing controversial about my pick, though.
It's very controversial. It's very controversial. 30. So come out. Hold on.
Hey, for people that are listening, put it in the comments whether or not Chadwick Boseman on this list is controversial.
Morgan, stop. Do you think that Chadwick Boseman is a more influential actor than Lawrence Fishburne?
I think his influence is at least on par.
Over 30 years.
Yes.
Your recency bias is killing you.
Yeah. It's not a recent. Javon, you have Idris Elba on your list.
And I've said I'll back off. I'm literally backed off on it. I literally have backed off this.
You cannot question Chadwick Boseman on mine when Idris Elba is on yours. It's not possible.
I'm not holding on to Chadwick. I'm not holding on to Idris Elba like you are. Like I'm not holding
on to Chadwick. I literally just told you I could put Jamie Foxx in the same spot.
So you switching out Chadwick Boseman for Jamie Foxx? Are you saying that right now?
How long do you need me to post messages to show?
Yes or no?
What?
Yes or no?
Yes or no? What?
Are you switching out Jamie Foxx for Chadwick Boseman for Jamie Foxx? Are you doing?
I would if somebody else had Jamie Foxx.
The fact that you're saying could is the problem.
There's no problem there.
All right, you know what? I didn't even think of Samuel L. Jackson. I amend mine and say I'll put Samuel. Take out Idris and put Samuel L. Jackson.
Let me go on Facebook because I'm sure it's been well documented.
I got 5 minutes.
It's very well documented that I was struggling with the list. I put it on Facebook. I put it in our private chat. I talked to people in private talking about how hard it was for me to put this list together. Hey. You trying to act as though Chadwick Boseman is freaking fodder for this list. No, it's the most stupid thing.
Not at all. Not at all. At no point did I say that to you. What I said is Chadwick. I'm gonna use your line back to you, Morgan. I'm gonna use your line back to you. He has had a hot 10 years. Jamie Foxx got a hot 20 plus.
Chadwick would have made my top 10. Yes.
Idris Elba is on your list. Though.
Chadwick would have made my top 10.
But Idris Elba's on your list.
I just told you. I literally. How many times I got to tell you? Hey. I said we could take Idris off my list and put Samuel.
And we could take Chadwick off mine.
But you're not putting Jamie on yours though.
I just
asked you that, and you said
literally
you didn't say I am.
Yes,
are you
I did.
Or are you not? Are you taking him off?
Are
you taking him off your list?
No, I'm not, because my list is my list.
Then that's where
what I said is that I could change him out. I said that I could change out Chadwick Boseman with Jamie Foxx.
2048 is a little bit before this. The difference between you and me is I'm saying I'll take Idris off and put Samuel Jackson.
That's not a difference because I said I'll take Chadwick off and put Jamie Foxx.
No, I'm literally taking Idris off.
Okay, well, to make you happy. Don't make
me happy. You don't want
to Chadwick doesn't have to be in mine. I'm sorry. Chadwick doesn't have to be in mine because it's offensive. It's offensive. So I'm gonna put Jamie Foxx in that spot.
Hey,
Danny, dude, you got
your list is dead, bro. Like that's the worst list.
The problem is you put Medea messes up the rest of the list.
You put Medea above Malcolm X, bro.
You put Medea above John Q,
above Alonzo and
type in Tyler Perry's net worth and tell me, bro.
That's the stupidest. That is dumb,
bro. If you man, you can come from you.
We're not talking about the
if we were talking about directors, that'd be one thing.
This is the last thing.
We made the most money.
But this is almost this.
He got a legacy of Medea's.
We are talking about who's made the money because
we're not.
Because Tyler Perry has built from Medea. He's built his own studio that he owns. No other actor on this list has been able to do that. Now he's influencing literally the next generation of actors by having a studio in Atlanta.
Danny, this is my last question for Danny. Do you think he's influencing more filmmakers or more actors?
Both. I mean, he's more actors. Absolutely more actors.
All right.
There's more.
I think we need to wrap it up.
It takes more actors on the sets, it's gonna take more actors than not lighting and all of that stuff, but still, that's all part of the filmmaking process. So now these people who never were gonna be able to make it to California and New York have a place that they can come in. And their resume.
We need to wrap this up.
I need to amend my list real quick and put Bill Gates on here because he did a documentary on Netflix, and he's the second richest man in the world.
I gotta run, guys. I gotta run.
He is an actor. He was on a documentary like last year.
He didn't build his career off the acting. But he
didn't graduate high school.
All right, Javon, I'll catch you later, bro.
He didn't graduate high school. He built it from the ground up, though.
Danny,
so he obviously belongs. I need to put Bill Gates on my list.
Danny, next time we have a list, we gonna make sure to sit down and talk with you very clearly about
he needs to have these type of problems. He needs these type of problems. And I've never seen anything so silly in my entire. And he was arguing with me about Chadwick Boseman, and you got Medea at number 1. I argued
with him about Tyler Perry.
The list is the list.
You got Medea at number 1, bro. You put Medea.
I put Tyler
over
Perry
Malcolm X, John Q, Alonzo from Training Day.
And I told you why.
Shawshank Redemption. You put it over Morgan Freeman being God. You put it over Jamie Foxx being Django. You put it over all of that.
I'm gonna ask you a simple question. Still
gonna be wrong.
You are a struggling actor. You need somebody to help take your career to the next level. Are you going to anybody on your list before you try to get to Tyler Perry?
But Tyler Perry.
Everything you keep saying about Tyler Perry,
which actor on your list can influence your? Which actor on y'all's list?
Everything you keep saying about Tyler Perry has nothing to do with
Smith.
acting.
You said influential.
Will Smith,
actor.
Will Smith.
Who can influence a single person's career more than Tyler Perry? No, Will Smith cannot influence your career more than Tyler Perry.
What did you say?
What'd you say?
Tyler Perry can give you a TV show. Will Smith can't do that.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm saying he can't. I'm saying he can't pay you to produce your own show. I'm saying he can't pay you to produce your own show. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Danny, have you heard of Overbrook Productions?
Oh my God.
Name a show that Overbrook does. Name a show. Name a movie. Any of them. You can't. Thanks. All right.
You keep talking about him as a producer and as a director.
It's still influence.
That's not him.
The list is actor.
But he built his career off of acting.
He built his career off of a play that he directed and wrote.
And he acted in. If it was no Medea, there's no Tyler Perry Studios. The character that he acted, Medea, there's no Tyler Perry Studios if he did not act as Medea.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Daddy, dude, yo. Hey, sir, you know what? You're right. Next on my note, I'm gonna amend
Don't you lie to him.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Don't you lie to him.
If we do the women's list and Oprah's not on y'all's list for women, we're gonna fight.
We said last 30 years.
30 years. What's the last role Oprah had?
All right. 30 years, maybe not Oprah. Okay.
All right, bet.
Oh, you agree on that?
Good. My list did not have
acted in 30 years.
Let me say this too as a caveat. My list did not have Chadwick Boseman on it before because I miscalculated the time. I literally wanted to do the last 30 years over the last 20 years just so I could put Eddie Murphy on my list. But without Harlem Night,
Eddie would be on the list before Chadwick.
The only reason he's not is
Eddie would be on the list before Chadwick.
No, the only reason
Eddie would be on the list before
Chadwick. He's not because Harlem Night in that time period. Coming to America.
Beverly Hills Cop came out.
Coming to America and Harlem Nights not on there. Only Boomerang is. Boomerang is the only one that's on there.
Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Beverly Hills Cop 3 came out. He had a whole list of Dr. Dolittle. He had a whole bunch of films that came out.
The Nutty Professor?
The Nutty Professor?
Movies. Those don't top Chadwick's influence in the movies.
The Nutty Professor
you stuck on one film, dude.
I gave you 4 different films that are huge roles that Chadwick Boseman not only got
roles, but their impact was.
He not only got them, but he destroyed them.
Their impact was minimal.
The Nutty Professor did something that no film before probably ever did.
He did it with cancer. He did all of those movies with cancer. Full blown.
All right, Morgan. I'm not going to
all right, man.
I'm not going to do it.
Gentlemen, I got to go. We'll do this again next week.
Right,
Danny, you are barred from
Danny,
from anything that ain't got to do with writing or
He
directing. All right, gentlemen, take off.
Cut that bull crap out, bro.
Right,
listen,
bro.
y'all, we appreciate y'all coming through. I'm sorry that y'all had to listen to Danny's horrible list. We'll be back next week, Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Make sure you follow me on my page. You can go on Twitch and follow at Top 5 Live. You can spell it with the 5 IVE live, or you can spell it with the FIVE. But the easiest place to go is to go to YouTube, subscribe to Fourth Wall Comics, because once the show is over with and we finish streaming, it will be saved on YouTube, and you can catch up on all of our episodes on our YouTube page, Fourth Wall Comics. Make sure y'all go follow us there. I'm quite sure we're not done with this conversation because drugs are bad, and I still am. I can't even understand what just happened here. But I appreciate all y'all coming through, man. Huh?
Madea got 10 movies, literally.
You see this, guys? For those of y'all, once I start putting these out on iTunes and Spotify and all that, and since y'all can't see my face, I have to like denote the times that I turn my camera off or walk away and stuff like that. This is one of those times I want to walk away, but I love him, man. Like I love Danny, so I don't want to.
How about Tyler Perry's lowest grossing Madea film is $48 million?
I understand that. We did, but you put Tyler Perry number 1. I had Tyler Perry on my list, but not number 1.
Bruh. Influence. Your idea of influence is something else. It's just
Will Smith is number 1 on my list. I didn't even get a chance to discuss why. The only reason I put Will Smith over Denzel, but we can discuss that another day because I'm so flabbergasted that you.
I gotta go eat some vegan deliciousness. I gotta go. I love you, bro.
Yeah, I love you too, bro. We'll see y'all next week, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays. Like I said, go to Fourth Wall Comics on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed so you can catch the show. It'll post. It usually takes a few hours to post there. You know what I'm saying? You can catch the full show if you came in on the end of it. And our other 2 shows are up there too. And we really appreciate y'all riding with us, man. We love y'all. See y'all next week.